We have made it to baseball's promised land, the World Series, the Fall Classic. Johnny Talk Sports, here to provide you with my World Series preview and predictions. So let's get right into it. The World Series for the year 2022 features the Philadelphia Phillies and the Houston Astros. And these are two teams that have overcome adversity throughout the year. One has had the tougher road, however, and that is the Phillies. Going into the season, people, including myself, I will admit and hold myself accountable, were counting the Phillies out. That they were going to play third fiddle to the Braves and Mets in the NL East. And there was a point in the year where I saw Phillies fans question and debate whether or not the Phillies even deserved to make the playoffs. But they made the playoffs by virtue of the wild card. And in the wild card round, they took out the Cardinals, ending the legendary careers of Albert Pujols, Yadier Molina, and Adam Wainwright. And in the NLDS, they took out the Braves, the defending champions. They made it look easy. And it is tough to beat a defending champ, but the Phillies, they made it look easy. And in the NLCS, they took out the Padres, the team that has been the most aggressive at the trade deadline and in the offseason the last 3 years in a row. While the Astros, on the other hand, you can argue that why are they a team that has faced adversity? They just made the World Series last year and lost. Well, for that reason. It's because the Astros, they had the opportunity last year to prove themselves, to prove that they can win a World Series without the sign stealing, the trash can banging, the signal stealing. But they ended up falling short to the Braves. And until the Astros win another World Series, 2017 and the cheating scandal is going to follow them. So the Astros, until they do that, this whole cheating thing is going to follow them. They're a team that everyone despises except for their fan base. In fact, you can argue that people also hate the Phillies fan base as well, because people just don't like Philly for some reason. I don't know why. It's the city of brotherly love. But that is something else. Let's get to the part that you are all waiting for. The World Series preview. Now, what we know so far for the first couple of games, the Phillies have announced that Aaron Nola will start Game 1 and Zach Wheeler will start Game 2. The Astros have yet to announce who will be the starting pitcher in Game 1 and 2. If I had to guess, Justin Verlander gets the start in Game 1 and Framber Valdez gets the start in Game 2. And I do want to acknowledge that I did pick the Astros to win the World Series in my MLB postseason predictions video. And I remember saying that I feel like the Astros have been the most consistent team throughout the entire season. They have, in my opinion, the best roster from top to bottom on all sides of the ball. But this Phillies team, they match up to them quite well. These two match up pretty perfectly, which I think that this World Series has the potential of being one of the best fall classics we've seen in a while. As far as overall advantages, I'd say the bats, the edge goes to the Phillies. The starting pitching, I think it's pretty close, but a slight edge to the Astros. The bullpen, I'd say it is pretty even. So here's my ultimate prediction here. I predict that Game 1 is going to go to the Astros. Game 2, I think, goes to the Phillies. And then I think the Phillies win Game 3 and they win Game 4. So they'll have a 3-1 lead. Then Game 5, I think the Astros keep it going to 6 games. But in Game 6, I think the Phillies wrap it up. So Phillies in 6 is my pick here, even though the Astros have been my World Series pick since the playoffs began. What I've learned over the years is when Philadelphia is the underdog, no matter what sport it is, you pick them to win. And that's what I'm doing here. My World Series MVP pick, I'm going to guess it's going to be Kyle Schwarber, but if the Astros win, I think the World Series MVP is going to be Alex Bregman. But I do want to close it off with something interesting. This World Series to me is going to be about cementing legacies. And I know that's pretty much every World Series, but this one just feels different. Bryce Harper has the opportunity to win a World Series. Bryce Harper can cement his legacy by winning a World Series. Astros manager Dusty Baker has done everything you can in baseball managing except for winning the World Series. That is the last thing that he needs to really get the Infinity Stones for MLB management. And that will definitely cement his legacy as being one of the greats. He pretty much is already. He's been in the game for a long time. And if the Astros win, I speculate that not only Dusty Baker, but Justin Verlander will retire and go out on top. So that is my prediction. Phillies in 6. I'm going to predict that the game-winning home run in Game 6 is going to be a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos. So comment your World Series prediction down below, as well as who you think is going to win the World Series MVP. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, take care and enjoy the World Series.